Alright everyone, so we're going to take off the Escalade badge here because something came in the mail today. So if you're going to have a supercharged Escalade, and you're going to ride around with the supercharged CTSV wagon, and you're trying to match them, which obviously that is the attempt here. You know, we've got the black wheels and the yellow calipers, and obviously the black wheels and the yellow calipers. Well, there's something missing on the side of the old Escalade over here. Pretty sure everybody knows it's an Escalade. So, the Escalade badge is going, and these bad boys are going on. So, at the moment, we're just putting some clear coat on here. It's actually a wheel clear coat, but I figure that's actually better because it's designed to hold up on a wheel, so it's designed to hold up on a wheel. It should hold up on these badges. These are knockoff badges. They are not the GM ones. I was not paying $70 per badge. I paid much, much less than that for those three. So I know from previous experiences with them, they will fade out over about 6 months to a year or so if you do not coat them. But if you put a little bit of clear coat on them, no problem at all. So we're going to go ahead and continue. I've got 2 coats of clear on there now. Going to put at least one more on, maybe probably 4 coats total. And then we're going to get to taking the Escalade badge off. I've got some very fine wire around here somewhere, at least I did. Oh, yep. Some coated little wire to try and get in here and work behind these emblems. But this is actually an airplane propeller off of one of my RC airplanes, and it actually works very well for getting in behind there. But we've got the old hairdryer down here. We're going to try and get some heat on these, get them heated up a little bit, and then see what we can do. But first things first here, throw another coat on these things here quick. Pretty good. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start working on these and see what happens. So I wasn't paying attention there. Didn't realize these two were attached. And so's the L and the A. That almost got me. I almost broke that. Not too bad. What'd that take? About 2 minutes? Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So I've actually got a little wheel in there to take this adhesive off. It's like a eraser you put on the end of a drill. So, now the question is, can I find it? So, we'll be back to that in a minute when I go find that piece. But yeah, we'll get that off. We'll buff that out with the buffer real quick. Get it all shined up, and then stick the V badge on there. Then we'll have a V Escalade. Alright, so I didn't find my little eraser that works real good. So, now we got to fingernail it and scrape it off. But I've got a little alcohol here I'm spraying on it, and that really loosens it up and didn't make it too bad. So it comes off pretty easy. And once I get a little bit more off here, I just gotta get some of the bigger little chunks off. Then I'll go ahead and grab the buffing wheel and buff it off. There's actually a scratch that ran up through here, yeah, kind of along here. From who knows what, probably when I was off-roading in the creek or something. So there are definitely some scratches in here and stuff. I mean, the paint on this vehicle is not show quality exactly to begin with there. But yeah, there's a big scratch. Runs up through here. So I'm going to take the buffer to it here real quick. Try and buff out those imperfections, obviously, before we stick a badge on there. And then we should be good to go. Didn't 100% get that scratch out. It's still there a little bit, but we're going to change up pads. Got a better pad here. Yeah, Adam's pad. So we're going to use that. Go over it at least one more time here, and we should be able to get it. But yeah, the shine in there is already 100% better than, say, the rear door that just looks hazy. So we'll go over it one more time, and we'll get that scratch out. And then we're ready to put the badge on. Now we've got it. It is so faint that you have to know right where it is or you'll never see it. But boy, that paint looks real good. It's so smooth. Can you guys feel that? Feel how smooth that is. Just kidding. You can't feel it. But, yeah. That came out real good. Wow, just standing back and looking at my reflection in the doors. That door just looks like a mirror compared to the other ones. Yeah, it has such a deep, wet look to it right now. I've been needing to do a full paint correction on this thing anyways, but just don't have the time. I did it to the wagon there before the spring got here, and that took way too long to do, so this thing's going to take even longer with having to crawl up on the ladder to get the roof, and it's just bigger. So yeah, but looks real good. I got that scratch out, like I said, 99% out. I'll never get it the whole way out without actually wet sanding the door and maybe even having to re-clear it, so we don't want to get into that. But yeah, it looks real good. So we can go ahead and stick one of these badges on. I think they're dry. If not, I'll hit them with the hairdryer here real quick, but should be good. What's going on, everyone? So it's the next morning. I'm still finishing up putting the V badges on the supercharged Escalade. I got everything done last night. It just got dark, so I obviously wasn't going to try and install badges in the dark. That wasn't going to work out too well. Might not work out too well even when I can see what I'm doing. But they came separate here. You got to put the adhesive on the back of the badge. So we're going to go ahead and attempt to do that here. I already did it to one. It's not that difficult. So we'll go ahead and do that here quick. Stuff's sticky. Very difficult. They are pretty much exactly the same size, so try not to get it to overhang where it's going to show from behind is the tricky part here. Definitely not the best quality adhesive. I'm sure that's the difference when you pay $15 for these versus the $75 for the real ones. But they still look pretty good, so they'll work for on the Escalade. Don't think I'd put them on the wagon, but for the Escalade, they certainly do a good job. Well, there it is. What do we all think? Guess it looks okay. We got the one on the rear tailgate too. It looks pretty good. So we just have the one on the driver's side yet to put on, and then we should be good. So now here's the real hard part, is trying to position it in the same spot as the other side. Not that you can ever see both sides at the same time, but trying to line up with my mirror, so hopefully I got that pretty much in the same spot as the other side. If not, too late, and that's where it's going to be for a while. Not too bad for $15 worth of parts. I think that came out pretty good. Definitely gives it a little bit of a unique look compared to what it did look like. So now it'll really match the blue wagon. We got the two blue V wagons now. So looks pretty good. So all in all, I'm happy with it. So anyways, that's how you take off badges and put new badges on.